Look what is finally in my possession. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I feel like, hang on one sec. I feel like everything looks really dark today. It's a really gloomy day outside and I feel like my settings on my camera are a bit dark. I don't know. Anyway, this video has been so long awaited. I have been dying to get my hands on the James Charles Artistry palette since it came out, obviously. But when he first released it, I went onto the Morphe website. I was like 5 minutes too late because it sold out in 5 minutes and I managed to add it to my cart, and then when I went to check out, it told me it was out of stock. So I couldn't get my hands on it when it first launched, but he finally restocked it last week. And I was on that website straight away and I was able to get one. It was £39 in the UK, and then I paid £5 for express delivery, but obviously I used the code James for 10% off. So I think altogether it came to £40 and 10p, including shipping. And I thought what I would do in this video is obviously test out the palette, do some swatches, and test it like on one side with primer and one side without primer, because he mentioned in his video that it works best with the Morphe eyeshadow primer, which I do have. So I thought I would actually test it against what I normally do, which is just putting concealer and powder as my primer. And I don't have any discounts to share with you guys for Morphe, but you can use code James for 10% off if you want. That's what I did. It's really weird having my hair curly. I did get my hair done the other day, but it's not quite as like dramatic as I wanted it to be. I feel like it doesn't really look any different, but oh well, it still looks nice, it's fine. Okay, so I mean, as you can probably tell, I have no makeup on right now because I thought I would do my eyes first and then do my foundation and stuff, just because when I used a primer last time, this one, which is the Morphe Translucent Eyelid Primer, I struggled a bit with the fact that I already had foundation on because I didn't know like how far out to bring the primer, if that makes sense, because I already had foundation on my face that was set, so it kind of went a bit funny. So I thought I would just, you know, do this with no foundation and then I can do that later. So I'm sure you guys will have seen this already if you're watching this video. The box looks like this. It's got a picture of James with his really cool makeup look, and then the like shiny logo, and then on the back it's just got a little quote from him. This is what the palette looks like, so it's pretty basic and simple, and then when you open it up, it is just so beautiful. Like, that is such a great looking palette. It does have a name sheet thing on it, but I don't think I'm gonna keep, oh, it's upside down, is it? Yes, it's upside down. Did I just catch that on camera? I have just fully stabbed my fingernail into this shade up here. Why? Ooh. So as you can see, you get a really nice mix of mattes and shimmers. Let me just count. I think there's 12 shimmers and then the rest of them are mattes. What I really like about this palette is it pretty much has everything that you would need. It's got a matte white, a matte black, it's got like inner corner highlight shades, it's got shade for setting your lid, it's got transition colours, it's got brighter shades. It's still got neutrals over this side, but then it's got brights over this side. I feel like it's such a great palette in general. In his video there was a bit of like controversy, however you want to say that word, about how a couple of the shades it seemed he had double swatched. Maybe he should have just said like, I've gone over this twice, because like there were a couple of clips where it like he went in to appear to swatch it the first time and you could just see underneath there was already like a swatch there, if that makes sense. But then for me anyway, like I never normally go off the swatches on an arm because eyeshadows just work so differently on your actual eyelid, especially matte shades. But I'm just going to go along the different rows and like do some swatches of them and see what the pigmentation is like. Okay, so the first one is called Canvas. It's like a matte cream sort of colour. Okay, you literally can't even see that on my arm. Oh, you can see it a bit. Yeah, look, it's pretty pigmented. You can barely see it because it's pretty much the same shade as my skin. Let's do Ring Light, which is a shimmery kind of white gold. Ooh, like they are swatching nicely. What's this one? F18. This is like a bright orange. Okay. That did swatch really nicely actually. I'll do a close-up of my arm in a sec, but for these I'm just doing like rubbing my finger in and then doing one swipe. Next one is called Rusted, which is this bright orangey red. Ooh, I mean again, that did swatch really nicely. Halloween. Ooh, this one looks so pretty. Again, that swatched beautifully. Wig, which is the one that I stabbed my nail into. And then the final one on this row is called Tea. For a dark brown, that swatched pretty well. It does look a little bit patchy, but that was really pigmented. Okay, so this is the first row, and this is just like one dip into the thing. Like for this one, I swiped down and then I swiped up and down a couple of times, but it was all with like one finger swatch, if you get what I mean. You know what? Let's just swatch all of them and do some live swatches. Okay, this is the shade Punch Me, which again, that swatched really nice. Then we have Sister, which is like a shimmery champagne. Then we have Mary. Ooh, that's really pretty. And then Literally, which is a shimmer. Then this one is You're Kidding, Wow, oh my god. Holy crap, that is insane. And then this one is Shook. Ooh, that is a gorgeous shimmer. Okay, so some of them definitely swatch better than others. Like this shimmer definitely swatched better than these two. And same with this matte, that swatched a little bit better than these others. Then we have Boutique, which is a matte. Ooh, that's pretty nice. And then this one is called Benny, I think. Okay, that one did not swatch very well. This one swatched really nicely, this one not so much. I'm just gonna go in with another swatch over the top of this one. I think he did say in this video that this one's a little bit more tricky to work with. Some of them definitely do differ from others. Then we have the next row, which is this one here. So we have Flashback, which is the white. Okay, that did not swatch how his did, but I mean, it's a white. Let's go with another. Okay, so it definitely is buildable. And then this one is called Face. Oh, holy crap, that's gorgeous. Look at that. Then we have Tune, which is a kind of matte yellowy transition, and then this one is called Code James. Those two did not swatch as well. Let me go in with the second layer on those as well. There we go. Okay, so like they still are super pigmented. Some of them are just slightly more, like you have to layer them a bit more than others, but I mean they're still gorgeous eyeshadows. Then we have 10% off. That one's really nice. This one's called No Beans, which again hasn't swatched as great. I'm gonna go in for a second layer on both of those. Like, look, they're still really beautifully pigmented. And then the final one is called Spooky. And this one is the black. Holy crap. I think that is potentially the best black eyeshadow I've ever swatched on my arm. That was pigmented. Look at my finger still. Okay, so we're now doing this row here. So we have the shade B, which is pretty crumbly. Like a lot of it kind of fell off my finger. Like I'm not trying to bash James at all, I'm just being completely real, but oh my god, wow. Okay, that was a really good yellow. I'm just gonna go back in for a second coat, but that's really vibrant considering it's just on my skin. And then this one is Guac. Ooh, that's really pretty, like shimmery green. Then we have Hello. Oh my god. That's beautiful. And then this one is Playground. I'm just gonna go in with a second coat. Yeah, like you guys can see that these are definitely buildable eyeshadows. Then we have Brother, which I think is Ian's color that he picked. That's beautiful. And then this one's called Artistry. Ooh. That one's got a lot more like glitter in it. I don't know if you guys can see there, but that's beautiful. Then we have Love That. God, that was the worst impression ever. Oh my god, I love that. That was so nice. And then this one is Pinkety Drinkety. That sounds so dumb in a British accent. Okay, that one didn't really come out. Let's give that another go. Okay, so like it's there. It's just a very, very light pale pink. So you guys can probably see there how this shade and this shade were a bit more on the crumbly side, but they still swatched beautifully. Okay, so we're on to the final row, which is this one. Okay, the first green shade is called Social Blade, which actually is hilarious. Ooh, okay, that one didn't swatch so great. Actually, let me give that another go because I feel like my arm's still a bit damp. I'm trying Social Blade again. Okay, yeah, that definitely worked a lot better. I was wondering what was happening. My arm was still slightly damp from like removing the previous swatches. Then we have the shade Daddy. Wow, that's a really nice matte green. Then we have Cape Cod. Wow, okay, that shimmer is beautiful. And then Cola, which is a blue. Holy crap, that is a pigmented blue. Then we have Acapella. Oh, and this one is called Escape. And it's a dark purple, which are notorious for not being very easy to use. I mean, that's pretty pigmented, but as you can see, the swatch is a bit patchy, but like I said, you've just got to like go with how it works on your eyes. My swatches definitely don't look like James's, I'll say that's for sure. But I mean, obviously he wanted it to look really nice in his video, so like just because something doesn't swatch perfectly doesn't mean it's a bad eyeshadow, if you get what I mean. We have Single, which is another purple. Ooh, that's pretty. And then this one is Skip, which is a hot pink. Whoa. I'm just going to give these last three a second layer. Okay, so this is the last row. I'm so sorry if this is going to be a long video because in total the swatches just took me half an hour. There's a couple of things I don't like about this palette so far. One is that it comes with a name sheet because I lose them instantly. Like even with my own palette with Revolution, I've mentioned this before, I just lost the name sheet immediately, but I know that a lot of the time you have to go with a name sheet, like if you're trying to get stuff within a certain budget. And then the second minor thing, which for me personally, I would quite like to have seen, is a mirror. But then it's not the end of the world, like because it's a bigger palette, I feel like if you were going to be taking it with you somewhere, you probably would be going somewhere which had a mirror anyway, so I'm just going to use a little handheld one. On my right side, I'm going to do what I would normally do and just take some concealer to prime my eyelid and then set it with powder. Because I don't know if you can see, my eyelids are super veiny, so I normally just go in with, well, I normally will have my foundation and then concealer and then powder. Powder over that. And then on the other eye, I'm taking the Morphe Translucent Eyeshadow Primer, and it says apply a thin layer to bare lids. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to apply this all over my left eyelid. It's not really translucent, is it? It's got like a tiny bit of colour. So I am actually bringing this all the way up to my brows and inner corners and everything, and then I'm just gonna tap that until it kind of sits nicely. It just ends up being quite sticky and tacky. Okay, so I asked you guys on Instagram which look you wanted me to recreate, this rainbow one or this more like blue and purple one with warm colours in the crease. And so far, I posted this 3 hours ago, look number 1 is winning by 63%, so I think we're gonna go with this one here. Just a little side note, if you're new here, I'm not a makeup artist, so I'm gonna try my very best to recreate this. So I'm gonna start with this shade here as my transition shade. So first of all, let's try it on my eye, which has got the concealer. It's just a very light wash of like yellow. And then let's try it on the primer side. So this one is maybe a bit more vibrant, but I feel like this one looks different because you can still see my veins with this, which I don't really like. I'm then going to take this shade here and put this kind of through my crease and my outer corners. This is going to take me forever. Why did I pick this look? There is no way I'm going to be able to do this as good as James, by the way. Ooh, that's a nice shade. I'm just, you know, inspired by his rainbow look. Okay, that went on pretty nicely on that side. Let's try the concealer side. It always seems to blend better on this side. I don't know why. I feel like everyone always has an eye that they prefer to do their eyeshadow on. Okay, so far, I think the eyeshadows are sticking a little bit better to this side actually. They look a bit more vibrant. Okay, and then using a slightly smaller brush, and I'm gonna use both this shade and this shade in my crease. Just because his crease looks like it's got a really bright, bold kind of red in it. I mean, so far they're blending really nicely and they're going on really pigmented. No issues up to this point. Then I'm going in with the super bright red. Ooh, I also saw that that girl made a video saying that James's eyeshadow had stained her eyelids. After I've done this, shall I take it off and see if it's stained? I'm basically going to take this one, and this one and just build those up in my crease, like on the very outer corners. Yeah, you know what? The shades are definitely blending better on the side that I used the primer. I was kind of not expecting that. Like, can you see here? This one's gone a little bit more patchy, whereas this one's like full pigment. Like, they still look really nice and bold on this side, but they're just working slightly better on the primed side. And then I'm going in with that really dark purple. Ooh, that is really dark. Yeah, these purple shades are definitely working better on this side, I think. Maybe if you just didn't set your concealer, it would work a bit better. But I normally set my concealer in place, so I wanted to see how it worked, you know, how I would normally do my eyeshadow. But yeah, if you don't have the Morphe primer, try doing this, just not setting your concealer so the shades stick a bit better. So I'm then gonna cut my crease using a small brush. And then to set the cut crease, I'm gonna go in with this bright shade here, which I think is called B. He only does kind of like a half cut crease, so I think that's also what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna take the bright red shade and the bright pink, and I'm gonna swatch them on my arm and do like a full-on swatch, and I'm gonna leave it there for the remainder of this video and then try and take it off the end and see if it stains. And then I'm going in with B, and I'm just gonna set that concealer. Whoa! That was all from one dip. Oh no. There was a crease in my concealer as I put on the eyeshadow, and it's like set the crease into place. Oh, I did not want to do that. It definitely kind of comes out a bit darker than on the brush and in the pan. Like the yellow, as it hits your skin, I feel like it kind of almost looks like it oxidizes a bit. Like I don't know if that's what it's doing, but it definitely changes color a bit from the brush. It has gone on like a tiny bit uneven. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it still looks super impressive. And then going back in with the dark purple, I'm just gonna blend that into the yellow. Yeah, like the dark purple on this eye is just not wanting to stick. I'm being completely real with you guys. The purple is not blending like that great with the yellow. Like, I don't know, it's kind of sticking a bit weirdly. Oh dear. Oh no, what's happened up here? Like, can you see what I mean? That did not go to plan. It was looking really good until I started to try and blend it into the yellow. I'm just gonna like stamp it on. So I'm then gonna just clean up these edges. Okay, right, I'm gonna do my foundation and concealer and eyebrows and stuff, and then I'll get to the under eyes. I'm using the Revolution Conceal and Define in F1. And then again, I'm using the Conceal and Define concealer. I don't know why I picked these two up today. Okay, so I'm gonna set this all in place. This foundation is definitely too light for me. Apparently today I was trying to turn myself into actual Flashback Mary. I'm just gonna put bronzer like all over my face because I look ill right now. Oh, and I look like I've got like an orange beard. Blush. Eyebrows. For my highlighter, I'm going to take this one here, which is, well, he used it on his face in his video, and I've seen other people use it on their face, so I'm going to also use it on my face, and it's called Face. Oh my god, that is stunning. Okay, to finish off the look, I'm going to dip into these 3 blue shades and kind of mix them together to put on my outer corner. He has like the darkest one on the very outer corner. Holy crap, but that is pigmented. I'm also just going to add a tiny bit of the purple just so it kind of blends together a bit more easily, because that's supposed to connect up with this. Nope, that's having none of that. Like, now that I've done my concealer there, oh my god, look. What is going on here? The eyeshadow's just coming off rather than going on. And we're going to do these 2 greens and then the yellow on the inner corner. The green. So that's the darker green. And then I'm moving on to the lighter green, which is called Social Blade. These are super pigmented. And like all those blue shades kind of blended together really nicely. But this purple, the whole like outer corner situation is just a bit of a mess. And then I'm putting the yellow on my inner corners as well. I'm gonna take this shade here, which is like a white gold shimmer. And I'm just gonna lay this over the top of that yellow, brighten it up a bit. And I'm also gonna put that shade on my brow bone. Holy crap, look at that. Now I've just got to sort out the whole outer corner situation. I'm just going to try and pack more purple on here and see if I can make it work. I'm just literally packing it on rather than trying to blend it. Ugh, but then I really want to blend the edges. Just very lightly go over that. Okay guys, I'm sorry about the outer corners. I don't know what happened. I don't know what went wrong. Maybe I did something wrong. But that purple eyeshadow, I would just say be careful with like layering it. It was fine up until I did the yellow and then tried to blend it with the yellow. Everything else though was beautiful. It was just that dark purple that kind of ruined everything. Okay, so this is the eyeshadow close up. I'm now just gonna, because this video is gonna be so incredibly long, I'm gonna go do my liner and lashes off camera and lipstick and everything, and then I'll come back. Okay, so my lashes are on, my lipstick is done. This is the Soap and Glory lipstick in 5th Avenue. So this is a close up with the lashes and liner done. As you can see, like with lashes on, you can't see the kind of purple as much, but I mean, it's still not looking great, is it? I don't even look like the same person. Okay, so my overall opinions on this palette right here are, I liked all of the colours that I used. They were super pigmented apart from this purple shade right here, which I just, at the start it worked completely fine. I think what might have happened is when the eyeshadow base underneath was still a little bit tacky, it was sticking and it was blending nicely with the other shades. But as soon as I tried to layer more on top of that, it ended up just getting a bit too chalky and kind of like knocking off the shade like underneath it, and it just got a bit messy. And also definitely with this palette, it did work a lot better on the side where I had the primer, but I think you could probably get a very similar sort of effect if you just don't set your concealer. And these sorts of transition shades and the orange and red shades worked perfectly. They blended really nicely, they were really pigmented. Maybe I should use this again in a video and do like a more neutral look with it, or use some of the more like, I don't know, just the colours that I haven't used. I do think it's a nice palette. I think James has done really well with like the colour selection stuff, but that's all I gotta say about it really. Oh, you know what? Let's try and take this off my arm. Okay, so I'm just taking some foaming micellar water and I'm gonna try and remove the pink and the red. Oh, so cold. Okay. That completely came off my arm with no stains. Whether it's a different story on my eyes or not, we'll see. If you guys watch my vlogs, as part of Vlogmas, I am vlogging today. When I take my makeup off later, I will show you guys, so that'll be in my next vlog that goes up. So yeah, head over there if you want to see how it comes off. Right, I'm just gonna quickly do question of the day. Okay, so today's question of the day comes from Teresa Munoz Torres. That was probably the worst pronunciation ever. But she said, so excited for your new hair. Yeah, well, I'm sorry, it's not that different. I went to a different place where I normally get it done, and I kind of just wish that I'd gone to Samantha in London. She said, I've asked this a couple of times now, maybe you'll answer it someday. What do you think about K-pop? Have you listened to something? Love you. Okay, so I know that K-pop is such a big thing, and I had never listened to K-pop music before until BTS were on the Graham Norton show. Obviously I've heard so much about BTS through Twitter, because like they've got some crazy fans on the internet, but I've listened to a couple of their songs. Their performance on Graham Norton was really good. The one song that I did have on my playlist was Fake Love. It's such a good song. I haven't really listened to anything else, but if you guys know any other K-pop music that you think I would like, let me know. Right, anyway, I'm gonna go now. Oh, I don't have my watch on, but the time is like, it's past 4 o'clock and I need to edit this. So sorry if it's gonna be up late. It will be up late because I know, you know, I'm gonna have to edit this now. But I hope you guys are all doing really, really well, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!